Good afternoon. We can expect some very unsettled weather indeed across southeastern parts of the UK in the next 24 hours as it turns very wet and very windy. It could give some disruptive weather in fact. Elsewhere though across the UK it's much drier and brighter with some spells of sunshine. You can see some of the sunshine on the map then through Sunday afternoon, particularly across northern parts of Scotland. A pretty fine day to come here. There will be one or two showers dotted around, particularly across northern England and parts of Northern Ireland, and some of these showers could be on the heavy side. More cloud though as we move further towards the south and the east, largely grey skies for many of us. The cloud could be thick enough to give the odd spits and spot of rain or drizzle. And later on in the day, some more persistent rain reaching the very far southeast, particularly towards Kent. And this is a sign of things to come really in the next 24 hours. Those winds will continue to strengthen across much of England and Wales as well, and that will really peg back the temperatures, particularly towards parts of East Anglia, just highs of 7 or 8 degrees. That will feel rather chilly. Further towards the north and the west though, with more in the west sunshine and lighter winds, temperatures around 11 or 12 should feel fairly pleasant. So any of those showers across the north and the west will tend to ease through the evening. And so for many areas across the west and the north should be dry and clear overnight, just one or two mist and fog patches. A very different story though compared to the south and the east as we see outbreaks of rain moving their way westwards through the night, and much of this rain will be heavy and persistent, given the risk of some localised flooding issues. As well as all of that, those winds will strengthen through the night, the risk of some gales and exposure through the early hours of the morning. So some poor conditions on the roads. Temperatures holding up here 4 or 5 degrees. Further towards the north and the west though, in more rural spots, temperatures could fall fairly close to freezing. So let's focus then across southeastern parts on Monday morning, because for the morning rush hour there is the potential for some very difficult conditions on the roads. As I said, some surface spray around, some heavy rain, and those very strong winds could affect bridges, for example. So definitely worth staying in touch with our forecast. We do have that yellow warning in force for heavy rain across southeastern areas. And that rain really won't go anywhere through the course of the day. It keeps on coming, some heavy rain persisting through many areas, but a very different picture compared to the north and the west though. Here it's looking largely dry and bright, spells of sunshine to come on Monday, lighter winds, so it's going to feel fairly pleasant with highs of 13 degrees. Compare that though to the south and the east. Highs of 6 or 7 is well below where we should normally be at this time of the year. And in that wind it will feel even colder than that. So that heavy rain and strong winds will continue through the evening rush hour. Again, could give some further issues here. But gradually through the night, the worst of the weather will start to move its way eastwards. So we should see improving conditions across the southeast and London. And that will join the rest of the country then in mainly dry and clear conditions. Once again, turning rather cold for the time of the year, with a touch of frost in more rural areas. So it could be quite a slow start across much of East Anglia on Tuesday morning. Outbreaks of rain, still quite breezy first thing, but gradually through the morning, that wet and windy weather will push off into the North Sea, and that leaves a much dry and brighter picture for many areas on Tuesday. Dry, fine, spells of sunshine, and temperatures around 12 or 13 degrees, a marked improvement across much of the southeast. Later on in the day though, we will start to see thicker cloud, outbreaks of rain, and more of a breeze across parts of Northern Ireland. So as I said, some pretty unsettled weather across much of southeast England and East Anglia in the next 24 hours or so. We do have a warning already in force for that. Could be some very wet and windy conditions and could affect some transport as well. For more information, you can check out our warnings on our website, which is www.metoffice.gov.uk.